can't believe it.
Because it's an election year. And increasingly, we're being fed doomsday scenarios. And people want to be happy. So people are putting down their phones and turning on something that makes them feel happy. Caitlin Clark, Copa America, the Summer Olympics. Americans are much more united than anybody on their iPhone would acknowledge, but that's hard to sell. We really all want the same things, but we watch different news channels for it. But people are tired of the angst.
This is Colin Cowherd. He has been a staple on Fox Sports 1 ever since he left ESPN. He possesses over 1 million subscribers on his YouTube and is the number 15 sports podcast, ahead of the likes of Shannon Sharp, Dan Patrick, and Ryan Russillo. And he is going to give a very bold statement to his audience.
This weekend, I turned on CNN. Didn't plan to, but they had a Kamala Harris special. It was like 2 hours. I didn't plan to watch it. But what I noticed between her and the other guy running is she smiled a lot. She was happy. She laughed. It wasn't constant finger pointing and grievance. And I found myself sitting there for 2 hours. It was kind of uplifting. It didn't really matter because I don't know much about Kamala Harris other than what I read, but it was like uplifting. And that's why I'm watching so much of the Olympics. And I watch so much of Copa and the Euros on Fox. Yesterday, I went to lunch with my daughter. It was a nice day out. All I saw, young couples, smiles, dogs, fun, people laughing, playing ping pong outside. People were happy.
Quick break in the action here. My man, you're talking about summertime, but in Los Angeles, one of the prettiest cities in all of the United States. So let's just put that out there. Maybe we should have known he was going in this direction, though. Recall this.
Well, I have to talk about Trump. You know, I've said this about Trump before. He's trying to sell me an America that doesn't exist. I've been kind of poor, middle class. Now I'm better off than most. But he's trying to sell me this America stinks, and I just don't see it. I'm constantly being sold in America by Donald Trump. Crime rates are skyrocketing. No, they're actually not.
He posted this video to his Colin Cowherd podcast YouTube page on May 30th. He'd continue.
It would be like watching your football team and they play well and win, and your neighbor says they're playing terribly and keep losing. No, they're winning and they're not playing terribly. Like, you can't keep selling me on how bad the country I live in is, because it's not bad for me or my friends. If you don't have policies that I connect with, and you're always grouching and about the other side, I'm not really interested in you.
Which is a far cry from this.
And Donald Trump, Republican presidential candidate, he is now joining us.
It was so funny. I was making a big speech, and I'm waiting in a hotel room, and I'm watching you the other day, and you're complaining that you didn't really want to watch the World Series because you wanted to watch me.
Yes.
And when you say that, I'll tell you what, you are my friend for life.
Where he even brown-nosed Donald Trump on his own show. And he also, present day, went against his own mantra from prior years.
But I've been doing this 30 years. I've been reasonably famous. I have never in 30 years been asked, what do you make about that big bill on Capitol Hill? That's why I don't talk politics on my show. So zip it.
Thus,
You know, Trump once tried to sell a vodka and acknowledges he never drank, ever. He's never really drank alcohol, but he tried to sell a vodka. So I've thought for a long time he's just kind of a con artist.
he'd go head first in it.
If everybody in your social circle is a felon, I don't think it's rigged. I don't think the world's against you. And to get people to agree on anything, 34 counts, 0 for 34. I mean, that's a batting slump even the New York Mets could be impressed with. 0 for 34. So, you know, it's just when you're constantly trying to sell me on an America that I don't see. Trump's entire game plan is the country is in a free fall. Maybe in the Trump-centric neighborhoods it is. Let's say I got busted for some really bad crime in court, a drug crime. And my wife did too, in a separate case. And then so did one of my kids, my manager, my agent, and my attorney. It would be reasonable to conclude that I'm shady and involved in a business that's not terribly legal. Well, Donald Trump is now a felon. His campaign chairman was a felon. So is his deputy campaign manager, his personal lawyer, his chief strategist, his national security advisor, his trade advisor, his foreign policy advisor, his campaign fixer, and his company CFO. They're all felons, judged by the company you keep. It's a cabal of convicts.
On his point of smiling, laughing, different energies in their rallies, and the polarizing feelings of opposition one can have when taking in a Harris rally and a Trump rally, I think was broken down by a TikTok user named Johnny Bananas. Shout out to him. He puts it in perspective with two must-watch videos. Take a look.
Jesus Christ, man. This is why Kamala and Tim are going to be our next president and vice president. Look at the stark difference of what Tim Walz just did at a rally going on right now when somebody was starting to get woozy because they were hot.
Thank you all. We're okay. We have someone down. They're treating him. They're getting him some water, and it's good. He's going to get up. You guys need some water, too? We'll ask him. Teddy, can you see if they have some more water? That'd be great. Take care of your neighbors. This idea of caring for our neighbor and kindness and a hand up when somebody needs it, or just the sense of that people go through things and to be able to be there when they need it, that's who we are. It's not about mocking. It's not name callings. And you see it amongst them.
And compare that to the Donald Trump said at his rally.
By the way, isn't that breeze nice? Do you feel the breeze? Because I don't want anybody going on me. We need every voter. I don't care about you. I just want your vote. I don't care.
There's just a few things I'll add to this. The first is, it is always odd hearing this, whether it is on Fox News, Fox Business, Fox Digital, Fox Sports. It just is. Secondly, it's not that some who are voting for Harris agree with every single thing she says or does. It's that they agree so very little with not only Trump, but his base, his cabinet, the policies he has put forth, Project 2025, how they believe women should basically have no rights, especially with their own bodies, how they want to deport so many people who do belong in this country, and the vitriolic language that they put forth with, let's be real about it, black and brown people. Those are policy choices. Those are decisions they make, like when he quotes the Big H saying that migrants are poisoning the blood of our country. This is history repeating itself. So I have to be very clear. There are many things with the Harris-Walz ticket that I don't agree with. It is just the fact that you are going up against somebody who is demanding your vote and then saying you'll never have to vote for him again, i.e., what he said previously, he wants to be a dictator from day one. He could phrase it any differently that he may like. It is clearly a precedent that he wants to set. And then fast forwarding into recent time when he said, my view, reading between the lines, there will not be another election again. The choice is rather simple. And I also do believe that if you are withholding your vote, and I think that is totally your right, there is a fraction of the party that will move these folks further left. At least there is that potential, because you have some who are calling what is happening around the world for what it is, whereas on the other side, it is silence. And that is the difference on that front. If you can and are willing, please become a paid member here at TYT Sports, and or go to tyt.com/join. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day.